everybody. Jamil Hasan here. I had recently had the opportunity to talk to several people and question them what they think. Um, the following question I'll pose to you here. If you had $1 million in anything, whether it be money, whether it be diamonds, whether it be gold, silver, bronze, anything whatsoever, fish, what do you think you would want to have $1 million of, or $1 million worth of? I asked 25 people over the past week, and some people responded gold, diamonds, oil, money, just money, and those are common answers, and those are the widely acceptable answers that we've based our society off of. No one said data. To me, data is a commodity. Data is valuable. And I'll tell you a story. Back in 1999, when most millennials were riding their tricycles or still in diapers, I had the opportunity to work at the Bobcat manufacturing facility of Ingersoll Rand, because I was in Ingersoll Rand's development program at the time, in their Gwinner, North Dakota facility. My job in their financial program at the time was to come up with a way to save costs on skid steer loaders, apply some technology to create a new skid steer loader that would have been sleeker and more valuable and more versatile than the existing line they had. And so my boss at the time asked me to do an analysis and a data analysis of how to do that. So he handed me this green bar report from the mainframe, which is about 1.5 feet, 2 feet thick. I had to go through it and capture data and write it down and put it in the spreadsheet. And it took a matter of months, and I did complete the assignment, and they created new versions of the Bobcat machine. Years later, Ingersoll Rand, Bobcat was no longer part of Ingersoll Rand. It was very difficult at the time to assimilate. And had that data been readily available to me, where I could have pulled it from a database, where I could have pulled it from in a matter of minutes or a matter of 10 minutes or whatever, and do an analysis on it, I could have easily completed that assignment. They could have easily had a new Bobcat machine to be created and worked on, and they would have gained market share. So the value of Bitcoin is cryptographic security and data. And data is a commodity in a very different way than metals are a commodity, or oil or gas. They are a commodity that can create market penetration and market share for companies. For people, you and I, common people, to create companies out of big data. Data is really 20 years new as far as the collection of it, and I built databases and data warehouses for 20 years. So I've seen it as a commodity for a very long time. So anything behind the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, any cryptocurrency out there is based on cryptographic security and data as a valuable commodity. Now, I saw recently a video by Alan Greenspan, who thinks that everything, is esoteric or ethereal. I disagree. Back in the 90s, when he was the chairman of the Fed and I was in graduate school, most things, at the time, traditional finance is based on the what, on what you make. Today, cryptocurrency and blockchain is built on why, the purpose and the reason and the vision, and the why is closely correlated to the data. That data helps propel the why. And so data is the key element, asset, commodity here. And a lot of people who grew up in the traditional model, that didn't exist. I'll tell you why. 2005 started AIG. Hank Greenberg was the CEO at the time, and his model the whole entire time he was CEO until He left in June 2005, I believe, or July. Was growth, was revenue, was sales. We didn't really have a back office, a database. The company built it up over time, starting, after that. But so I built data warehouses and helped build databases at AIG as part of the team. I helped build PineBridge. I helped build it at a budgeting database at Excel. I helped build the IDR and the financial projections platform for CCAR at AIG. Over the past 15 years before that, I built the AUM database at Prudential over the course of 3 years. I was on a team there to do that. And so I built Access databases, starting and then eventually up to SQL, Hyperion, all kinds of databases. The use of the data we had for budgeting, the use of the data we had for building the company was huge. It was very important. It enabled us to process RFP requests. It enables to get into marketing, to get in magazines, to get the information out there in front of investors and people very quickly and rapidly, to build out the business. Data to me is just as, or even more valuable than metal, than paper, than anything that we traditionally have been led to believe has value. So the very first thing to understand is data is the commodity here behind all of the cryptocurrency. And the other one is the cryptographic security. More and more hackers today get into databases and information that they shouldn't have access to. You have major, massive hacks of credit reporting agencies, companies, websites. Having a cryptographic backed security to secure the data is hugely important, is massively important. Both those two things today, in today's digital world, in today's increasing internet world, cryptographic security and data are the commodities that back everything else. So you're able to have cryptocurrencies or money or trade additional things because of the data that backs it. So with my company, SkynetAdvisors.com, that I'm forming, and then me personally through my book, Blockchain Ethics: A Bridge to Abundance, and the companies that I advise, our focus is on data, on intelligence, on growth, and using that data to make a difference. Thank you.